What's up, everybody? Y'all know who this is. This is Pedro the Fantastic Painter coming to you live from StreamYard for the very first time ever, man. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm bringing in my two co-hosts and a special guest I got today. What's up, Matt Mahaffey?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Tom?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
What's up, everybody? Hey, it's all good. Glad to be here and help you out.
All right, man. So this is our very first StreamYard. I'd like to say thank you guys for joining me and being co-host Matt Mahaffey. Your knowledge and you always say this, but the way you talk, man, is just perfect for a radio voice, man. And Tom O'Gara's knowledge of the Miami Dolphins is excellent as far as just not having to read it off like me and Paul does. He just boom, boom, right there. Just has a excellent mind. And Paul is here because this is my first time, and Paul's done it for a long time. So he's my engineer today, my consultant, and he's going to help me figure out some things if I have any glitches. I still have to do like a banner and then background so we can, and we got to do sound intro and all kinds of things to get the show better. But let's start the show. Let's do it, man. I got offense today. We're talking about Miami Dolphins preseason game number 2, Fins versus Washington. Miami Dolphins won with a score of 13-6 versus the Washington Commanders. Look at that. We're used to saying Commanders. We're used to saying that now. Isn't that crazy? That's the way it works, man. Let's start off with the man that's been in the news, man. Tua come out there. I wanted to see him for 1 or 2 series at the most. Get him in, get him out. And the man showed us why we paid him all that money, baby. My first, let's talk about his stats real quick. Tua obviously was 5 for 5 in that first drive. 51 yards for a 10.2-yard average. He had 1 touchdown to Craycraft, of course, on that beautiful, I'm not even going to say dime anymore. There's people starting to say dot. The word dot. Boy, that was a great dot to Craycraft. Okay, I'll try to do the new lingo here because I like the word dime. I'm used to that. Boy, he threw a dime. Woo! That was a dime pass. Great catch by Craycraft. His pass rating, of course, 148.8. And I want to ask y'all Finn's trivia question right now. It is, out of those 5 passes, this is a true or false. Out of those 5 passes, 3 of them was to tight ends. True or false? Okay. So it could be 3 to wide receivers, 2 to tight ends, or it could be 3 to tight ends and 2 to receivers. I'm saying true or false. Tua threw it to 3 tight ends during that drive. True or false?
I think that's true.
Let's go to comments, see the comments. Oh, we do got comments. We got comments.
Yay.
We got comments. All right, so let's say the first comment here. What's up, Johnny O?
Yo.
Johnny O.
He says fins up, and we appreciate that. We appreciate you coming on the show. The answer to the question is true. He threw it. What we say, Tom? It was 2 to 1 player. Janu, was it 2 to Janu? And
2 to Janu, 2 to Janu, 2 to Craycraft, and then 1 to Julian Hill.
Julian Hill. There we go. That's the one I forgot. So there's your first trivia question. Next person up is George Callis, or is it Calles? George, I'm gonna have to figure out your last name.
Jorge Callis.
Jorge. That's Spanish. Jorge. George. In Spanish, I would say Jorge Calles. And in English, it would be George, I guess, Calles. It's like my name, Pedro, with a P-A-D-R-O. English, Kano, like Kano from Mortal Kombat, spelled with a K. But in Spanish, my name is Pedro, because you have to roll the R. Pedro Cano. The C is silent in Spanish. So George Callis says, what's up, fins up? Thanks for being on the show. My goodness, we got more people, man. Holy cow. What's up, Dolphin winners, man? Get up on here, man. You already know you got this. Oh, yeah, we got to wait for the segment. I'm sitting here wanting people to come on, and I'm forgetting my own show. Obviously, man, what's up, Dolphin winners? Can't wait till you join the show after we get our segment done. It won't take long at all, okay? And then we'll go through Michael Winners. How's everyone doing? We're doing great. And one more, Mr. Mark Wall. He goes, Julian Hill is Miami's secret weapon. I hope so. All right, let's get back to that action. Now, after Tua came, and Dolphins are now noticing that where's the backups at? The backups, Skylar Thompson, 8 of 15 for 61 yards, 4.1 average, 0 tutties, 0 picks. He was sacked one time for 6 yards and a passer rating of 63.5. Where has these good backups gone? Mike White, 11 of 20, 116, 11 of 20 for 116 yards, 5.8 yard average, 0 touchdown, 0 picks, but he was sacked 3 times for 20 yards, and he had a 72.1 quarterback rating. What'd you think of the quarterback backup play, Matt?
I mean, it's a lot like we talked about last week, where we kind of see where this team can take us. God forbid something happened to Tua, because Tua came in, he cooked in his one series, in, out, touchdown, boom. And then with the rest of the game, we're watching 2 quarterbacks struggle to find open receivers. Just not the accuracy that we're used to seeing from Tua. And a couple times I saw Skylar Thompson, he overthrew a couple receivers, but he had a couple clean pockets that for some reason he tried to get out of to try to make a play on the run when he had clean pockets. So just overall, I would like to see a lot more out of one of them. Just somebody needs to step up and take that number 2 role. And right now, neither one of them have, in my opinion.
Next question for Tom. Do you think, we're going to upgrade the quarterbacks next season? The backup, as far as backup, because, if Tua goes down, we're in trouble. What's your thoughts on that?
You're saying for next season, not get rid of somebody and bring someone in before the season starts?
Oh, what? Yeah, however you want to think that they're going to do it. I should have said it like that. They might drop one and keep 2 and then try to, figure out who the next quarterback will be to come in as a backup.
I guess it depends which avenue they want to take. If they want to save a couple million and get rid of Mike White and keep Skylar and hope that, in either case with either quarterback, that Tua doesn't go down. I mean, is $3 million that much of a necessity at the moment? I mean, arguably, but not really. You do the same thing with Jeff Wilson. It's 2.75. There's Duke Riley, another 3.2 or 4 million. There's ways to get money quick. It's just, if they want to keep what they have, I'm with Matt. It's so which way you want to go, different styles. You want to play over the middle and just get first downs with White, or you want to just take shots down the field with Skylar and hope he doesn't hold the ball too long like he has and throw turnovers.
Papa Paul, man. Oh, my goodness. These quarterbacks are driving me nuts, man. To have a good – man, I would love Hendon Hooker. I'm a Vols fan, and he's over there at where's Hendon Hooker at? He's over with the Lions, right? Yeah, the Lions. Man, I'd love to have him. Good arm. Golly, mobile. And why hasn't Skylar been, progressing and doing better? He did terrible against 4th and 3rd and 4th and 5th guys. He should have been, doing a little bit better. What's your thoughts on the backups, Paul?
They're very vanilla, plain and simple. They I don't know why Skylar's not progressing. I mean, he's got good talent, but he's just not picking things up. I could see us, possibly trading White and releasing him and getting some of that money back and using it towards other ones. But I mean, right now there's not a whole lot to choose from.
I like what Josh is saying. He's like, they're backups for a reason. Who else are you getting? Hey, what about Ryan Tannehill, like everybody's been saying?
I mean, there is something to go about that. I mean, you figure there's 32 starting NFL jobs, but there's probably 36 to 38 quarterbacks that are probably starting caliber. And so that means only 4 to 6 teams have a backup who is probably a starting caliber backup. The rest of them are backups for a reason.
Well, here's a question for you. Check this out.
We're kind of in that thing there. We're kind of in that category.
Not this one.
That's true.
Let's see. It was this one right here. Boom, right
They're not
there.
letting them go, though, Josh.
Josh Taylor says, name teams that have amazing backups. So you can keep going, Matt.
Well, I mean, again, amazing is a little bit of an overreach, but as far as like having solid backups of guys that have been starters in the league, I mean, you'd have to go down the list. But like off the top of my head, I think Pittsburgh's in a pretty good situation with Russ and Justin Fields. I think
the Lions,
like Dallas. If you look at Dallas, you know, Dak Prescott's missed a lot of time the last couple of years, and Cooper Rush is like, he was undefeated at one point. I think he finally lost a game, but I don't know, 6-1 as a starter, and nobody really talks about him being a starting like star player. But a team like the Cowboys, when their starting quarterback goes down, they still don't lose games. So that's what you're looking for. You may not need a superstar, but you just need somebody that can keep the offense rolling without a whole lot of drop off. And right now, we don't have that.
Wow, we got a lot of comments coming in. Paul, we are on YouTube. I am. This Tyrone Hall, he's on YouTube. If the comment has a little circle with the red little thing with the
and that could be through my YouTube channel and all. I'm not sure, but it's it's listed. But the show is listed as the Cubilly Show.
I got you. No worries. So that's coming from your shared link. All right. So Tyrone Hall, let's see what he's got.
That's facts.
There you go. He says our season can still be over with if Tua doesn't perform at a higher level. Backup quarterback is our list of worry. Do you agree or disagree, Paul?
The backup quarterback is the least of our worries, I think. I agree with that, yeah.
All right, cool. Moving on offense. Leone Roach says, what's up? How you doing, man? Nice to meet you. And Josh Taylor, let's see. You got one more to go. Pittsburgh, laugh out loud. Both those quarterbacks are bad.
I mean, you got to see the potential with Fields, but I mean, I agree. It's not great. His decision making is terrible. He holds the ball way too long, but it's just that what if? Can you tap into those juices that someone hasn't?
All right, let's move on then. We're going now, finishing up offense so we can get to defense and special teams as quick as we can. Let's do the rushing. Miami's rushing. Chris Brooks, obviously, was the player of the game with 5 rushes for 63 yards. He averaged 12.6 yards per carry. 0 tutties, but, man, he had that long run of 59 yards. That was really sweet, man. Made the hole, saw it, and just took it, just like a Chan does. Like, take it. I thought he was going to make it all the way too, man, but, you know, that's all right. A Chan had 2 for 10 yards in and out. Mostert had 5 carries for 7 yards. Only had 86 yards rushing, and then receiving, Izukama. Did I say it? Izukama, yeah, had 5 for 65 yards, 13-yard average, as long as 35 yards on 7 targets. That's really good play on Izukama. Let's chime in again. Yeah. Let's see what's up. What's up, Jeffrey Lund? Chiming in with my fellow Dolphins. Appreciate you watching the show, man. Appreciate you being here. Whew. We got Raphael. He says, what's up? Hello, gentlemen. How you doing? And now let's answer this question right here. I'll give it to Matt. What you think of this question right here? Josh Taylor or center position is my biggest worry. What do you think about that, Matt?
I mean, I guess it comes down to the health of Aaron Brewer. I mean, we brought Aaron Brewer in to be the starter because he's really good at getting downfield in the run game. He struggles a little bit in pass pro, but if he's not healthy, that means Liam Eichenberg is the starting center as of right now. And we've talked on this show sometimes ad nauseum about Liam Eichenberg. You know, he, depending on what grading system you go by as far as PFF grades and stuff like that, according to Kyle Krabs from Locked On Dolphins, he was on one grading scale. He was ranked as the worst offensive lineman on the field for the Dolphins this past game with like 4 to 5 negative plays. There's a point system where you get negative points, and Liam Eichenberg was rated as the lowest. So yeah, that is very concerning to me. We've talked about it before where we've neglected the center position for years now, and if our starting guy's not healthy, then that means we have a big hole there.
All right, next question goes to Tom. Let's do this, man. I like these questions too, man. Josh Taylor and Keith Lamb. There are two questions. Let me show you the first one, and you can answer it at the same time, basically. Josh Taylor says the center position is his biggest worry, and then Keith Lamb says offensive line is his biggest concern starting this season. What's your thoughts on that, Tom?
I mean, the offensive line's been a concern for 20 plus years at this point, but I feel like we finally got the outsides kind of taken care of, and that's kind of the bittersweet thing with Patrick Paul is that in two, if you really wanted to go for center, you could have went JPJ there. You could have went for the other kid. But I mean, I see the upside with him. The vision was Brewer's athletic enough. He'll be fine. If we need a guard situation or someone versatile, we have 3 different backups or 4 different backups that are versatile. I mean, at least they went depth. It just sucks that Keon Smith got hurt because you got to think about it. Kendall Lamb, Driscoll, Robert Jones, Eichenberg. You're hoping that that's what you have with Brewer, and then your starters. I like Robert Jones mashing from the right side or left, doesn't matter. And you hope that Isaiah Wynn can come back. I mean, I know it's a lot of hopes and band-aids and whatever, but shit, we're hoping that Patrick Paul doesn't have to develop immediately and play this year more than a couple games, if that, for Armstead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of Patrick Paul, that was my favorite moment, man, or my favorite clip was me seeing Armstead teaching Patrick Paul. There's a video where you can see him on the sidelines, and it was pretty cool that Armstead is, helping Paul, and that was a good thing right there for the game that I saw. Next question goes to Big Poppy, Papa Paul. Papa Paul gets the next one. Yeah, there's Tyler Schmidt. Let me give him a quick shout out. Tyler Schmidt is the creator of the Fins Fans of the Upstate. I actually got something for him. He's going to be happy that I'm showing. Here's his patch right here, 50-year, and he's going to
like this one. I got to get it.
One if it's right here.
I'm going to jump this weekend, Tyler.
That's patch. I had his patch, but that's all right. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. They do a great watch party too, man, for the people of South Carolina. It's called Fins Fans of the Upstate. So shout out to my man Tyler, man. Next, Raphael. Here we go. This is YouTube. Bears backup as quarterback T. Badgett and B. Ripon. I don't know those quarterbacks that well, so I don't know how good they are. But
Tyson Badgett had a nice pass. He dropped one in the bucket for a tutty late in that game. He's decent. He's got potential. He kind of got thrown into it too with all their animosity with Fields and what are they going to do? Are they going to go in what direction, etc.
That's a team on the rise right there, man.
That's some deep guys. I don't mind that. I also don't mind Seattle as I'm thinking about it. You got Geno Smith and Sam Howell. Where else? There's a couple other little places here and there. I mean, Kansas City had Chase Daniel and Chad Henne forever, and they've always been serviceable backups.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I noticed the other day Cleveland has 4 guys. They've got obviously Deshaun Watson. You got Jameis Winston. Mm-hmm. And then fighting for the 3rd spot, you've got Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who they drafted last year and they like.
Yep.
And Tyler Huntley, who was a Pro Bowler a couple years ago with the Ravens. So those are 2 guys fighting for the 3rd spot for Cleveland. So they're pretty good there.
Yeah.
And the last, Raphael says Chris Brooks had 2 stiff arms on the long run.
Yeah.
I love Chris Brooks.
See that.
I love Chris Brooks, man.
I like his big body because we need one big bodied running back, I think, because we have so much speed and so much depth at running back. So I really like that. Shane Andrews, no way. What's up, my man? Good, Shane Andrews lives in Buffalo country, man. Can't wait to go up there. He's a huge supporter, man. Good person. And he actually came to Knoxville to visit me at Market Square, and we hung out for a little bit. So him and his lovely wife. So what's up, Shane? We all know this guy right here, Dave Gunkel, man. What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? And now one more, Mark Wall. Will Jalen Wright get enough touches with all the running back room? Go ahead, Paul.
I think he will. They're going to be using, as you notice, they used a Chan as receiving in this preseason game, and they're going to be using him as a slot receiver a little bit more and stuff. So he'll be used as a running back as well. But I think Jalen Wright will get enough touches because they want to make sure he develops right in place of Mostert. Whether Mostert's here next year or not, it's a wait and see game. But he will definitely get enough touches.
I actually, when it comes to Jalen Wright, to me, from what I've seen, he's like a combination of Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. Like he's got a little bit of both of them. So it's like the best of both worlds. So how could you not give him some looks? You know what I mean? Like
I agree with you on that, Matt. Yeah, he's definitely a good one. And I know Pedro loves him because he's where he played at.
Yeah. I'm a Hurricanes fan and a Vols fan, and he kicked butt. Especially the year that the Vols beat Alabama, man. That was a great 2 years ago, man. We beat Bama for the first time at Neyland Stadium, and it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my life, man. I think that went viral, that game, as far as the ending goes, that game-winning field goal. I'm going to finish my offense so you can get the defense. Last thing, we had Craig Kraft caught some passes. Braylon Sanders was 2 for 17. Fumbles. Mike White had 2 fumbles, 1 lost. And Mike Perry had a fumble and 1 lost. No, actually, Mike White had 2 fumbles and 1 lost. And Mike Perry had a fumble. And I'm done with offense. It is defense time. Tom.
Oh, yeah?
Take the floor, man. I'll stop you just to give some more comments in there when it deals with what we're doing, all right?
No problem. You're good.
Go for it.
I mean, the good and the bad. There was both in what we saw. So if you want to talk about our starting linebackers when they were in there, they look good. They look fast. Brooks making an impact immediately. Long making a nice play before he went out with the collision. But they didn't say it was a head injury. I've heard that it was a hand injury. Top, I mean, lots of good, some bad, which I think will get better, especially on plays where the guard's pulling around the end and his tackle's just trying to kick him out and running him upfield. He's got to know he's got to protect home. They're gonna attack that as weakness immediately. If you're running upfield and the lineman's just gonna let you keep going, the play's gonna come right in front of you with 2 lead blockers to get to each next level. So if you don't have the corner's not dropping down or the safety's not coming down to help, they're having those big chunk gains, which we saw. A lot of off-script stuff, which has been Miami's problem for a while with versatile quarterbacks that have legs and can move and create on the go. I mean, Jaden Daniels did a great job. I mean, not only I'll talk about our defense and the good and bad, we'll see what Washington did against us with their ones for a limited time to what was working. So what we need to tighten up on and fix as a defense. Mo Kamara, nice power, bull rush move. You like the burst out of him, him and Chop. They both had that real nice play. You could see where the vision is with these guys. You know, what about that draft? You know, now that we're seeing almost all of them, if not all of them, you know, there was so much, this draft, these guys are reaches, or who the hell are these guys? We're going to blow it again. Chop Robinson, this one. You know, at this point, we picked for need. We picked for depth. I mean, we have 2 guys coming off season-ending injuries, which one we're not rushing back at all because the other one's a freak of nature and he's pretty much back. It's crazy. At that point, we almost had 2 double-digit guys. Like, that's where we were at. We were talking to both of them on Thanksgiving, on Black Friday game, and it was like 11, 12 and a half for Chubb and like 8.5, 9.5 for Phillips at that point. And like they didn't get it obviously because the very next day it happened. But yeah, so we can get double-digit sacks from our 2 end guys playing linebacker and rushing. Another thing that was pretty good that we saw from Weaver is his confidence. Regardless of things were going right or wrong, he didn't look frazzled. He kept to what he was doing. He was changing things around. He was moving it. We're not going to expose and give everybody too much to look at here. But I liked how he dropped it and did like a 3-5-2 with a spy. And that spy would be Holland at the end because you had five down linemen basically, and you just dropped one of your 3 safeties down to have a 3rd backer. So you just split the field. It would definitely work good against pass as well if you get pass rush on it. Otherwise, you ride the guy upfield, you see Chop getting, on the edge. I don't know. What else you got?
All right, I got some comments real quick. We got, oh, wow, look at this. Look at this, my lovely wife. Hi, everyone. Who do you think besides the Dolphins will go to the Super Bowl? Well, I'm thinking I'm going to roll with that Lions train, man, and hopefully the Lions play the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. But other teams, I think the Chiefs will be in there and repeat again. They got a good shot at doing what they did. It'll be the first three-peat in history. Other strong teams, the Ravens in the AFC. And then in the NFC, not many teams go back to Super Bowls. So I don't know if San Fran does look strong. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, and Paul?
Yeah, it's San Fran, Detroit, the way they played last year, possibly a sleeper you got to look out for, though, I think, really. And the Texans are going to be up in there trying to get to that Super Bowl.
Boy, they playing good too, boy. That was a good answer, man, right there, man. Look who this is. Wait, why? Oh, here we go. Bam! Look who this is. There's your boy, Shake Money. What's up, man?
Just got married. Congratulations, dude.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Congratulations. I remember that. Yep. There's Raphael Knight. What's up, good fam?
Good, Raphael.
What's up, amigo? And let's see. Keith Lamb says 49ers. Mark Wall and Shane Andrews. I didn't forget your questions. Mark Wall says, what's our player that went out for the year, a rookie offensive lineman? We're going to get through the injuries. I got a whole list. We're going to go through that. Shane Andrews, who do you think will be our backup quarterback, Skyler or White? I guess I'll answer that. I think we're only going to keep one. And I don't know about the third quarterback because it's like, what do you do? Put him in the practice squad and then somebody just plucks them? Do you keep Skyler? Do you keep White? I don't know. That's a tough call. If it was me, I'd go with White because Skyler just ain't improved, in my opinion, the last 2 seasons, man. It's just you can't get a touchdown and you can't throw these deep passes at all, man. And you've had all this time, so it's just my opinion on that.
Now, real quick, Pedro, if you don't mind. Kansas City going to the Super Bowl would not be the first team to go 3 times straight.
To win it, though, right?
To win it, they would be, yeah.
Yeah, they'd be the 3-time champ to win it, yep.
Yeah, if they won it, yeah.
It's never been done before. We've had plenty of back-to-backs, including the Dolphins, right?
Well, the Dolphins went 72, 73, 74. They lost in the 72 season.
Against Dallas.
It was the 71 season, but it was the 72 Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yep. Gotcha, man. Let's see. As far as defense go, are you done, Tom, with your defense?
No, I got some more.
Oh, bring it, man. Bring it. We'll get back to you.
I just wanted to give it let's see what people got to want to talk about, whatever. All right, so we did Chop, we did Mo Kamara, we do Cam Smith. The Cam Smith, the flash of athleticism. Can he stay healthy? What if the potential's there? I mean,
well, hold on a sec. We got a guest that I got to bring in. He's been in the holding room for enough time, man. Right. I got to bring him in because I love him so much, man. All right, so let's bring him in.
Perfect.
What's up, guys? How are you?
What's up, Johnny?
I like the new show there, Cubilly.
I appreciate it, man. I like y'all's show too, man. And go ahead and give a quick shout out to your show, your group, and all that. I know I should let Paul do it, but since you just got on here, go ahead, John.
Well, it's WCFL Dolphins Talk. We're on Wednesdays at 8. We go for as long as we need to. The first hour's on Huddle. Then we got Saturday nights at 6 o'clock to 7 on Huddle. Sunday mornings 9 to 10, which we'll be doing live from tailgated home games, and then Monday night from 5 to 6. You asked about a sleeper before. A sleeper that not a lot of people are looking at, to me, is Jacksonville. Their division's real weak. They could end up with the number 1 seed because of the division they're in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be Jacksonville or Houston because Tennessee's definitely not in the mix. They're on the downslope, so it'll be Houston and Jacksonville battling it out in the South for sure.
I'm sorry, pick me up. gotta make a phone call. I'll be right.
Yeah.
All right, no worries. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I can hear you on these earphones. I had a little bit of background noise, so I figured I'd put on the headphones.
Yeah, it helps out a lot.
Oh, it does. I can hear you, Paul. Loud and clear. It probably cuts all that background noise too. Hey, now I need one of those podcast microphones, right? One of those nice schmancy. I'm gonna get me like a little kit probably on Amazon.
All in time, Pedro. All in time, brother.
All right, let me get back to the show and the people watching. Let's see. We got another comment right here. We'll let John. Jalen Wright is a big body. Sure is. Let's see the next comment. Is OBJ the new Will Fuller? There you go. Go ahead, Johnny O. What you think?
That's kind of a strange question, but I mean, I think they're just trying to keep him healthy right now. So he is the third receiver for the season. I don't think they're going to put too much out there with him. They don't want to give too much away. That's why Hill's not playing, Waddle's not playing. Keep the guys healthy. You need them in the regular season. It's nice to see wins in the preseason, but it's only preseason. Regular season is where it matters. You need the W's in regular season, build up the record. It's come the end of the year, you can get a home game.
Yeah, the whole OBJ thing, the secrecy though, that's what bothers me about it a little bit. I know they don't want to give away too much, but the fact that nobody like close to the team has reported exactly what's going on with Odell as far as any kind of lower leg injury or anything like that. So the secrecy is what bothers me because, again, to use the analogy, that's exactly what happened with Will Fuller. Like Will Fuller he had like a broken finger, and next thing you know, he's out for the rest of the season, and he's not even on the sideline with his own teammates, even with a broken finger. Like, it's just the secrecy is kind of the closer we get to the season, the more nervous I'm getting about the Odell Beckham signing, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, listen, we all know he comes with some baggage, and we don't know what goes on in the building, what's said. So maybe something happened in the facility that we don't know about.
I got a quick Fins trivia. I just want to show you the book my wife bought me. It is loaded. So I got me a question that's not in the book real quick to ask y'all. And the question is, true or false? True or false? Tua got hit 62 times last season, which is the second fewest in the NFL. True or false?
I know he didn't get hit a lot.
I can take a guess.
I don't know if the number was 62.
That was 59.
Yeah. I'm gonna say false. I agree with Tom. I know it wasn't much, but I know how you play with, you like to play with your numbers here and there. So I'm gonna go false.
Yeah, I have to agree with that false because it's
59 times. Tom is right, which was the fewest in the NFL, not the second fewest. So you got me. How about we do one more? Just one more. See if I can get y'all this.
I like it. These are going to be hard as hell.
The Fins ranked 6th in yards and 11th in points in 2022. 2022, not last year. In 2022, the Fins ranked 6th in yards and 11th in points in 2022. True or false?
I like the first number. I don't know if I like the second number.
Let me repeat it one more time for everybody, and we'll get back to these comments for people that are watching. So that's cool that they're talking amongst each other back and forth. So the question is: the Fins ranked 6th in yards and 11th in points in 2022. True or false?
I'm going with false.
I know it was close to there, so I'm going to say true, but you might have played with the numbers again.
I think I'm going to go true as well. I'm so torn.
I was leaning true.
The answer is true. Exactly true. But there's a part 2. We got to do 2023.
Oh, God,
The Fins ranked first in yards and third in points in 2023. True or false? The Fins ranked first in yards and third in points.
That's false.
True or false?
That is false.
That's false.
Well, I know the first part's true. I wasn't sure about the points. I feel like they were up there too with the points.
I think they were second.
The answer is false. It was second in points, not third.
Yeah, Shane Andrews said false. Raphael Courtwright said false.
Cool.
But listen,
go for it.
I don't want to. Before we go any farther, think about that for a second. All right, as much complaining as everybody does about the quarterback and offensive line, we literally had the best offense in yards and second in points last year. And when was the last time we could say that? I mean,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I hate to like rag on our guys, but daggone, man, like what a great season we had. We got to win some games in December. That's all.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, it's already 8:00, and if anybody else wants to come join, just let me know in the comments, and I'll send you the link. I think I know how to do that, Paul.
Well, you can put the link right in the comments.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right. How do I do that?
Down at the bottom, you should see an invite button.
Gotcha. All right.
You click on that, a screen will pop up, and then you hit copy.
Got it. Boom. And
then you can go paste it over in the comment. Because you can comment in the comments yourself.
All right. There we go. Let's see if I know how to do this. Let's see. How do I paste it on the comment?
Right click. Just like you would have a mouse, but on your little pad, you bottom right corner, click it.
I'm trying to click it. Come on now. There it is. It says can't post comment to Facebook profiles. What?
Why am I? Well, it's.
It won't allow me to comment for some reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to actually go into Facebook to do it, which you would have to have another window opened up, but you can still stay on StreamYard and everything.
I could probably do it from my phone while somebody's doing their segment, but I'll get the link out. Cool. So we got more people coming on. Before we get to special teams, which we ain't got to yet, of course, people said, I like this question. I can answer this one. Boom, right there. Did Reek get hurt today? Yes, he was seen with a brace on his wrist, I think, right here, and he's got a minor injury. I think he'll still be good for week 1, but it's just a precaution to get the hand wrapped, and they'll probably keep him on the sideline until week 1, unless he can, But I don't think it's serious. But I know it deals with the hand or the wrist right here because he was seen with that at practice. So, anybody else got anything on Tyreek's injury?
I mean, he wasn't.
No, you said it.
All right. And I like Raphael. He goes double false. Let's see. We got Josh Taylor. He's got a question. And let's see. We are back to, since we got Matt Mahaffey coming up with the special teams. Tom, you can answer this one. Josh Taylor has got a question. Says, I got a question for you guys about the AFC East. What place in the AFC East is the Jets in division championship?
I know this.
That's an easy one.
It's a trick question because they're fifth. Because at the time the Colts were in the AFC East, you got to remember Peyton Manning started in the AFC East before they went to the South. So the Jets are actually fifth in the AFC division championship titles.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we have a lot of talk of late, but
it's a good question.
Oh wait,
appreciate the question, Josh. Man, it's a great question. Let's see. We got this person from YouTube saying hello. Kitty Corn.
Hello.
And then Mark Wall is coming out. Hopefully this defense gets it together. We just talked about defense, Tom, and they played pretty well, like the sack. And anybody else wants to add anything on the defense before we go special teams?
I mean, yeah, you want me to wrap what I got? Go ahead,
Yeah,
John.
yeah, go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
As far as defense goes, I mean, we didn't look too bad for having not a lot of starters in there. You're playing with second and third string guys. It was bend, don't break. You know, they gave up one big pass that I can remember. The runs up the middle hurt a little bit, but you know, you don't have your starters in there. So
from this link,
I mean, was that 2 games we haven't given up a single touchdown?
right.
That's mainly from our 2s and 3s. So
In the red zone, nonetheless, within the 10-yard line to close the game out twice,
right,
right?
a lot of
Insane. I mean, the only other thing I would say about the D, I mean, that like standout guys that played well, decent. Isaiah Mack played good. Neville Gallimore, Jason Mitri, Storm Duck, Patrick Morris again.
yeah, post the invite.
I like that this year we have vet leadership at each position level. Like you can also go through each positional group and mention somebody that would be your vet, and sometimes 2 and 3 guys. I mean, granted, we're ranked what, the third oldest, second oldest team, but that's kind of anchored by like 6 guys. The rest of these guys are 25, 26 years old, like most of the rest of the league. Kalai Campbell for your D line. He really likes what he sees from Pilly and the development there. You know, the injury opens the door a little bit for these guys with Cam Smith going down. You got Poyer as your safety vet leadership locker room guy. Ramsey Fuller for corner to teach these other guys. Brooks and Long Jr. to do for your linebackers. Chubb Phillips your edge. Like at every level, Ramsey, like every level you have positions where it's like, who can we lean on in certain aspects of the defense? You see what his vision is. You see what he wants to do. Group tackling, stop this arm tackle nonsense. Run to the ball until the whistle is actually blown. Group and gang tackle, and just feed off each other's energy.
Yeah.
Duke Riley looked lost. So, I mean, Tyndall flashed a little bit. Just cause pressure. Get to the quarterback. Even if it's not a sack, pressure. These cornerbacks and our other guys can play center field and just turn the ball over a lot. Create turnovers. Create more opportunities for this lethal offense we have.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, Tom. I'm going to let you finish. My wife just commented the link to come on the show. So if anybody wants to join the show, come on in and we can have some more fun. And go ahead, Tom.
No, that was it for me. I appreciate it.
Hi, Maria out there.
Cool. I was getting
what's going on?
to that. Let's see. Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor says F the Jets. Hey, fuck the Jets. Maria's out there. Hi, Maria. Thanks for coming on. If you want to join, the link is on the comment right there that I just or my wife just commented under my name using my phone. So Matt Mahaffey, it is your turn, buddy. You got the special teams.
I mean, not honestly, not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to special teams. I'll break it down into 2 parts. Let's just go over the stats. Okay, Braxton Berrios, he had 2 kickoff returns for 41 yards for an average of 20.5. Malik Washington had 1 kickoff return for 20. 5 punt returns for Malik Washington, only 35 yards. So still kind of getting his feet wet there. Jason Sanders, 2 for 3 on the field goals with a 39 yarder for his longest one. Riley Patterson missed 2 field goals for the Commanders, which kind of set the tone early for the defense, keeping them off the board.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I want to talk about with special teams is how we all have to get readjusted to the new kickoff rules, because the first 2 preseason games, I'm watching the kickoffs intently because I had no idea what was going on. I'm seeing balls downed in the end zone, and then I'm like, okay, where's it coming out to? I'm seeing balls go through the end zone. Where's it coming out to? So I had to go back and learn all that stuff, and I think we're all kind of in the same boat where we have a little adjustment period to learn the nuances of the new kickoff system. So I kind of just went through the thing here, and I want to go over that because I saw the Dolphins try a few things differently, just trying some different things. So, like, for example, the landing zone. The landing zone is the area from the goal line to the 20-yard line. Any kick short of the landing zone will be treated like an out-of-bounds kick and placed at the 40-yard line. So we didn't see that happen. Any kick that lands in the landing zone going into the end zone must be returned or downed. If downed, it's a touchback to the 20-yard line. So we actually saw that happen where Jason said, I don't know if it might have been Jake Bailey because he was out for a couple of them, where they kind of squib kicked it. But the ball landed inside the 20 and went into the end zone and was downed, which means the ball's brought out to the 20-yard line. So it's a good strategy if you can get him to down it so they only get to come out to the 20. If not, if you kick it short of the goal line in the landing zone, then it's just a live ball, and you're just going to, and you can't leave, you can't move until the ball either hits the ground or the receiver catches the ball. Any kick into the end zone on a fly that's downed goes to the 30. So that's the difference between kicking it short of the goal line but going in and downed, bringing it out to the 20, or if you kick it into the end zone and they down it, it's out to the 30. So there's some strategy there with the kicking team that do we want to try to kick it short and get it into the end zone and he downs it? So that 10-yard difference is a big deal. So there's a lot of different things that teams are trying right now in the preseason to kind of hone in on what their philosophy is going to be on these kickoffs. So I thought it was interesting to watch each team, how they went about their kickoffs, if they wanted to kick it into the end zone or kick it short of the end zone, and then and how they covered that. So as far as the kickoff goes, that was about it for that. The stats are what they are. Braxton Berrios, Malik Washington have been getting all the kickoff returns and the punt returns. I do want to give a special shout out to Elijah Campbell. Elijah Campbell made a great play on a punt return. Unfortunately, he was flagged for I think it was a 15-yard unsportsmanlike for the shoulder to the head or neck area. But what a great special teams play. If he didn't make the contact to the head, it would have been a great play because he beat his block and he was downfield and the timing of it was impeccable. So it was a great job by Elijah Campbell there.
And if you don't mind going off of that, what people don't realize is he was right on, spot on. It's all interpretation of how they call that as far as a personal foul because he wasn't aiming for the guy's head. The guy happened to drop his head more.
Right.
And he caught him. So there could have been another ref seeing it and not call it. But that one ref saw it and called it.
And then just one more thing to add to the special teams, because like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to go over. But Jake Bailey, we talked last week about how we think we need Jake Bailey to do a little better. So because of the I'm trying to say it in a positive manner, the inadequacies of our backup quarterbacks. Jake Bailey was able to punt the ball 6 times for 275 yards, which was a 45.8-yard average. So not a bad showing for Jake Bailey today, averaging almost 46 a punt. So unfortunately, I hope to never see him punt the ball 6 times in a game the rest of my life. So let's hope that our offense could be a little more adequate there.
He had that one super clunker that was like from the 29 and only went to like the 40.
Yes. That's what killed his average right there.
He had a couple decent ones, and I was like, oh, God, what was that?
I was saying the same thing being at the game.
Shane says there's a lot of sound in the background, somebody's house, and I'm like, I hope it ain't my house.
It's muted. Not my house because I have nothing going on behind me.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It could be coming from my kids in the hallway.
You got? Is there a TV on or something?
Huh?
Is there a TV on at your house?
No, but I can hear the kids talking across the room. Maybe they're coming in. Huh. I guess I'll try to find a.
You done?
Maybe it's me. I guess I don't know. Joe says we should have open tryouts for backup quarterback.
Shane Falco, please come.
Shane says it is at my house. Okay, so it's me then, huh? So
Well, now you really need a padded room.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. I'll go to the RV in the back, man. Ain't nobody in there. I'll do that next time or try to keep them quiet a little bit. I got another Fins trivia.
You can also go down to settings, click on your settings, then click on audio, and there's a square that you can hit to reduce mic background noise. That might help.
Oh, that's cool. How do I do that?
Go down to settings.
Let's see. Oh, I see it. Settings. Yes, sir.
Click on it, and then you'll see audio.
All righty.
Click on that, and then you should see one that says reduce mic background noise.
There we go. That's new. All right. Clicked it on there. Thank you, Paul.
It might help.
That might help a little bit. There. I think that helped a lot. So I got the injury report. Bam, here we go. Injury report. Holy moly. Injury report from Monday's today is Tuesday. So Monday's press conference, McDaniels said that wide receiver Craycraft has an upper body injury that'll take some time. It may be some time for sure, but not season ending. So he may be out for weeks. Like, we're not going to see River Craycraft week 1. I'm sorry. And if he makes the team, like, how do you have him not play for so long? Like, I don't know.
He'll go on IR and wouldn't be able to come back until after our bye week.
All right, thank you, Paul. So that's half the season, or
6 weeks.
Yeah, bye week, 6 week, 6th week this year.
So he should be back, John.
So
by then, maybe.
between
All right,
that
here's
and
the.
Think about it though, real quick. The secrecy behind OBJ and that you're now vaulting possibly Eric Zuccanama into your 3 spot, which is kind of crazy. Him and Washington are now fighting 3-4 with 5 with Barrios. The 3 of them. It's crazy.
Right. And it's like I thought we were loaded at wide receiver, preseason before the preseason started. I was like, man, we're loaded at wide receiver, but now it's like, man, we're kind of thin because we're signing Mike Harley and Willie Snead, who's now on the IR. And like all of a sudden we're really thin. So we might be looking at some other guys signed off teams here in the next week or two that might get released.
It also might be a good thing for the tight end room, which is super crowded. Because if you're only going to keep 6 receivers now, you might be able to keep a 4th tight end, which you have 5 really technically that are decent if you could practice squad 1. But Jody Fortson probably going to be a cut. Him being nicked up this week hurt his possibilities, period, basically. Tanner Joe nicked up again, or Tanner Connor, sorry. You know what I meant. But John New, you get what you think. Durham Smythe, you get what you think. Julian Hill, we saw it a little bit last year. We were missing the other guy, so you know what I mean? Could help.
Oh, I got a Fins trivia question. Let's take one from the book. The very first question from the book. The Bible of Fins trivia, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Question is, which famous television star was a part owner with Joe Robbie when the AFL awarded a franchise to the Miami Dolphins in 1965? Was it A, Bob Hope? Was it B, Danny Thomas? Was it C, Andy Griffith? Or was it D, Dick Van Dyke? Holy moly, what a good question. Dang, y'all want me to repeat it? I'll do it one more time. B.
I believe it was Danny Thomas.
All right, I'll repeat it for the audience one more time while y'all making guesses. Which famous television star was a part owner with Joe Robbie when the AFL awarded a franchise to the Miami Dolphins in 1965? Was it A, Bob Hope?
65.
B, Danny Thomas? C, Andy Griffith? Or D, Dick Van Dyke? That's a good question, man. I don't know this.
Yeah.
I don't know this answer either, man.
We
I gotta go to the back of this chapter, man. And if you got the Bible like I do, man.
I actually thinking about that. I think it was Dick Van Dyke on that one. I believe
That was my first thought, but I honestly don't know.
I was thinking Danny Thomas before you
And we
even
got-
started naming names.
We got some answers here. I love this, man. People are participating. Wow, check this out. Look at this. We got a D. We got a B.
Danny Thomas a couple of times.
Danny Thomas. So this is great, man. So the answer is, and wait, let me. All right, the answer is B. Danny Thomas.
I was right to begin with. I was overthought it. I overthought it.
Hate when that shit
Oh,
happens.
so let's see. Shane Andrews got an answer. He's got something to say. He says he did the Danny Thomas Cancer Center too.
So, too. Yeah.
And then Joe Rice says Danny boy.
Danny boy.
And then Raphael goes, I'm only 46, but my body's 75. That's me, man. I worked on a roof all day, and it just, to be positioned on a ladder, man, the only thing that saved me is this big sofa cushion foam that I use to sit on, and it keeps me planted on that roof. But I like this, man. I think we should do one more, and then I got a lot. I got 2 pages of Fins news still. We can get this show all the way to 9:30. What time are we doing? How good we're doing? We're doing 8:26. Wow, we did an hour already. Wow, that flew by. We got 30 minutes to go. Let's go. Question number 2. Here, let me just flip the book and let it land wherever it lands. Let's do that. Let's do that. Bam. All right. Question number 9. Let me mark it so I can say that I already asked that question. Let's do it the smart way, right? How many turnovers did Miami have in its Super Bowl 6 loss to the Cowboys? How many turnovers did the Dolphins have in its Super Bowl 6 loss to the Cowboys? Was it A1? Was it B2, C3, or D4? How many turnovers did the Dolphins have in that Super Bowl that we lost back in the days? Man, I got to rewatch. It's been so long since I watched that replay. But I did get to watch finally every Super Bowl because I recorded on the NFL Network, and I finally got them all lined up and saved in my DVR, you know? So I got to see them all again, especially when in 1984, man, when I was like 1984.
I think I'm going to agree with Maria Carabella. She says 3.
That was my thought. It was 3.
All right, let's get the answer then. Let's do this. The answer, question number 9, is C, 3. 3 turnovers. So
We lost 24-3.
I like that question. We lost 24-3. Wow. Here we go. Fins news, baby. Y'all ready? Now, when we go through the Fins news, it's easy because I'm gonna go through each one of y'all so we all get to say stuff instead of just. I'm going to go through each one of y'all and just ask y'all something, okay? So, Paul, we haven't got to your segment. Let's do it. I'm ready for it. I'm so excited about this. This is the segment that I was watching on YouTube at work because it just, man, I got to see different reporters and different point of views and people that were in the building, out of the building. But tell them what your segment is, man, Paul.
Well, it's just the segment is Tua's interview and how he talked about Coach Flo and the differences. There really wasn't a whole lot about it until the last 5 minutes, but he had a lot to say throughout the whole thing on different things. So, you know, if you want me to keep going, I'll keep going on from it for right now, unless you have some other stuff you want to talk about.
No. Say what Tua said. Yeah, let's get in this, man.
You know, because he was asked about, you know, the coach, and he gave his reasons, but he was also asked about how he felt about the social media, and he said he's got nothing to do with social media except for shorts on YouTube that he does. And he asked how he felt about all the comments and negative, the positive. And he laughs at it, which is shown a mature person right there. You can't take everything everybody's saying because, as he said, everybody has their own opinions. I can't tell them how to feel about their opinions because it's funny to me because I laugh with it, and he makes fun of it really, so he plays. Now,
There's
as
two
far
words,
as
Paul. Two words that Tua called Flores. Two words. That's what I'm
I
looking
don't
for.
really,
He said he called him a terrible person in that
yeah,
interview. That's
he
the
called
part
him a
that gets
terrible
me because
person.
it was like a big paragraph of what he
And
said.
and
It was like, how you like
there's a lot
kids
of
like me?
ways.
Go ahead, Paul. It's your segment.
There's a lot of ways to look at it. Some
We all want
people
to talk about this.
thrive.
Go ahead, Paul.
Some people thrive on being scrutinized. Some people will thrive on being talked down. I'm going to prove that bastard wrong. I am worth something. Where other people, you beat them down, they're going to get beaten down. Everyone learns things a little bit different. So you can't really, yeah, he was a bad man because a terrible man in Tua's eyes because all he did was tear Tua down. But that might have worked for another quarterback. We don't know. In my eyes, Flores should have been a bigger man and realized, well, this is not helping the kid. Maybe I need to change my ways to help him properly. But at the same time, Flores never wanted him. So it was like he was just trying to get rid of him, in my eyes, the way I took the interview. And I could understand where Tua was coming from when you're getting told day in and day out, you're worthless, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you're hearing it day in, day out, morning, noon, and night. You start to believe it. Even some of the strongest men can get broken down after a while. And it sucks.
Preach. Keep going. Preach. I'm loving that.
I mean, it goes on not just in coaching, it goes on in managers at big stores, Home Depot. It goes on with parents. I mean, how many times have you seen parents be bad parents because their parents were bad with them? I fight it all the time with my kids and my grandkids at times. My father, I could do 99 out of 100 things perfect and correct. He would only notice the one thing wrong. And I fight doing that with my own kids and grandkids. I try to praise them for the good stuff they do. I try to recognize the good things they do, not what they didn't do or mistakenly did wrong. You got to be able to realize not everybody learns the same way, and I don't think Coach Flores knows that or knew that.
I'm very opinionated on this subject, and I actually
we're each gonna talk, man. So Matt, are you done? Paul?
Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm good with that.
Oh man, you was preaching, man. I was like, oh, go ahead, Matt.
No, I just when I heard Tua's comments on the Dan Le Batard show, I was actually kind of surprised that he actually came out and said what there have been reports over the last couple of years were said about Brian Flores, locker room type stuff. And then you get on Facebook and social media, and the Tua haters talk about how soft he is and how he can't handle tough coaching and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? This is not a coach trying to be like a tough love coach. This is just a guy who didn't get the quarterback drafted that he wanted, and he was trying everything he can, in my opinion, to sabotage the young man. And I took offense to it only because I've kind of been in that same situation in my own job. I've been passed over for promotions multiple times, and my manager / boss never really told me I sucked. But when you're promoting people over me that I've been there longer, it goes without saying. So when that happened, and he's saying that Brian Flores is telling him that he sucks and he doesn't belong, I was like, you got to be kidding me. This was the number 5 overall pick in the draft, who played for Nick Saban at Alabama and won a national championship. This is not some undrafted rookie, So the whole timeline, let me go through the timeline real quick, okay? Brian Flores comes in. and he is garnered with the job of basically taking a team that is going to be pared down to the bare minimum as far as the roster. It was pretty clear what Stephen Ross in the front office was trying to do after they hired Brian Flores to be the coach. They were going to try to not necessarily try to lose, but they were going to pare the roster down and reset their salary cap situation. And somehow Brian Flores won 5 games with probably the worst roster in football. Okay, fast forward to the draft of 2020. The whole offseason, we kept hearing about how they're going to tank for Tua. They're going to tank for Tua. Well, Tua got hurt. He fell to 5. They didn't necessarily have to tank for him. They still drafted him at 5. Well, the rumors came out that Brian Flores wanted Jordan Love. Okay, fine. Well, he didn't get Jordan Love. He got Tua.
Wanted Watson.
Well, I'm talking about in the draft. He wanted to
In the draft.
Jordan Love.
He wanted Herbert, didn't he?
He wanted Jordan Love.
He wanted Love. I thought I read where he wanted Herbert over Tua, and he was in the room, and it was Ross's ultimate decision to go with Tua. So thank you, Ross. Sorry, I'm gonna let.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
finish,
but at the end of the day, he didn't get what he wanted. Okay, fine. So what do? You go out and you hire an offensive coordinator who designs a playbook around Ryan Fitzpatrick, not the number 5 overall pick. So when Tua got a chance to play, he was trying to run an offense that doesn't necessarily benefit his strengths. Okay, fine. They work him in slowly. The next year he takes over as the starter, but it was pretty obvious that Brian Flores did not believe in him because there was a 2-game stretch, and believe me, I was there for both games, where Tua had a mystery finger injury, and Jacoby Brissett was getting the start against the Houston Texans, and then on that Thursday night game against the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm sitting there at both these games watching Tua throw on the sideline, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with him. This is a made-up injury to try to get Tua off the field. And then only because Jacoby Brissett hurt his knee right before half of the Ravens game, they had to go to Tua. Tua led them back, and they won the game, and the rest is history. And then they fired Brian Flores because of all the talk of the cancerous locker room and that type of stuff. And they bring in Mike McDaniel, and we've seen this young man flourish under Mike McDaniel's offense because he tailored it to his strengths. He believes in his quarterback.
And I agree with everything you're saying. It's 100%.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that and now Brian Flores has to, because he's in damage control, he wants to maybe get a head coaching job someday, so he couldn't really go on the offensive. He kind of had to keep it kosher today in his press conference addressing what Tua said.
All right, let's go, Tom. What's your thoughts on it? We'll get to John. Are you still or you want to go, John?
No, let Tom go. I'll go after.
All right, go, Tom.
So, for today, it's like, I guess you could say he took accountability somewhat, but he still never denied anything. So, obviously, there is a little bit of validity to the treatment, and I need to grow. Inadvertently, Tua could help Brian Flores get another job if the one day they, say Tua succeeds, and the one day they meet up and squash the beef, and, look, see, I learned I needed to change my philosophy and style, blah, blah, blah. There's a couple games that stand out to me with Flores. One in particular is both cold weather games, which, he gets a huge bad rap for regardless. In Tennessee, the game, you guys were freezing your ass off. Let's run the ball.
Maria. You see that comment there, Tom? See that comment there? You just made Maria.
Oh, no, perfect. Perfect. I didn't see it. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. I'm
You're good. It's like if it's 30 degrees and rain and sleet.
Oh, it's the dog.
Let's pass the ball 40 times plus. Let's pass the and then in Buffalo with the ice balls, let's pass the ball 40 times. Run the fucking ball. Help your quarterback. Do things to help the game. Shorten the fields. You're just going into snow and sleet and just terrible. He just didn't want him. Allegedly, the rumor I heard is that he wanted a lineman at 5, and then he wanted to get Love at 18, where they took Austin Jackson if he was still there. If not, they would have traded 31 and 18 to get back up to closer, whoever was going to take Love. He wanted Love. If it was down to no Love in the equation, we're taking a quarterback at 5, he wanted Herbert. That was what the rumor I heard, so both you guys are right. It is what it is. I agree with Matt where it's like Tua stood on 10. Like, you got to love that, though. You can kind of see the moxie, that, like, swag that everyone wants to see the salty Tua, and it's only there for a couple of weeks. So far, we've got I'm going to take accountability for my shit. I need to be better. We all need to be better together. You know, everyone's on everybody. Coachable moments, whether it's a compliment sandwich, you did good. You a little bad here, did good. You know, it's what you want to see. It's the growth that we want to see. Now go out there and fucking do it, boys.
Go, John.
Real quick, John, if you don't mind, I just want to say something. The one thing I really loved about Tua's interview was the fact of how he says, if you're not growing, you're not changing. And he goes, I'm different than last year. I'm different than 2 years ago. And I'll probably be different next year because I'm growing and changing with each and everything I do.
Two things to this whole thing, and Matt and Tom, correct me if I'm wrong here, but who traded away Ryan Fitzpatrick, not Ryan, the safety, the corner?
Minka. Personality issue in the locker room with Mr. Flores.
Okay, correct. Who traded away Jay Ajayi?
Adam Gase.
That was Adam.
What was that, Gase?
Yeah, that was Adam.
All right.
But, like, still, he rewarded both guys. Minka became an all-pro, and Jay Ajayi got a Super Bowl that year.
But Fitzpatrick did say in an interview after he left, him and Flores couldn't get along. Now, he wasn't the only one to say it. He was just the loudest one about it. And Flores never commented on it, didn't try to hide anything, just, said, hey, couldn't get along. He's gone. Now we're finding out a couple years after he's gone that this is what he was doing to Tua. So, all right, it wasn't your guy. You didn't want him, but you're the coach. This is what the franchise handed you. Work with him. Don't try to destroy the kid. Work with him. That could be your future. If he never gets another head coaching job, it's his own damn fault for doing what he did in that locker room.
Yeah, I agree with you.
His apology today really wasn't an apology. It was more of just a statement saying, hey, I've made mistakes. People have made mistakes. We move on. I'm concentrating on Minnesota right now. And
right, and there was so many reporters and different coaches and other players. Think about it. When he got fired, Devontae Parker was huge about it. There was probably about 15 guys that were kind of happy about that it happened because they were.
There was most definitely. There was a lot of guys that came out after he was gone and said, he's too hard. He's not coaching us up. So many different things came out that. And then now you see the improvement in Tua over the last 2 years and how he's smiling more, how he's interacting with the guys, how he didn't want to be captain way back. Now he does want to be captain.
Right.
So think about that evolution. What was it? His second year, they offered him the captaincy and he's like, no, I don't want it. And people were bashing him about it. Now last year he was a captain. This year he'll be a captain. And you can see the leadership change just because his leadership has changed him into a better version of himself.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. Nancy, thank you. I appreciate it. I need a haircut, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Pedro, by the way, that's a very nice hat you have on. Where'd you get that?
This man, wait, that is not Matt. Matt, the one he gave me was white. This is, oh my God, where'd I get this hat?
Matt gave you a white one. Who gave you that one?
Oh, this one was, I think this one was Sandy Daly, Sandy and Dean. And I think she gave me this. Pretty sure she did, but this one's got the inaugural game. It says September 27, 1987. Let me see.
I know. I gave you one as well. Remember, a painter's hat.
Was it this one? It was a different hat.
I know I gave you a painter's hat. I believe it was that one, but I'm not 100% sure.
Shit, it might be this one. I can't believe I can't remember. Like, wow.
I gave it to you at the Rock 2 years ago.
You set you for a layup too.
Man, y'all want to hear a joke? Y'all want to laugh for a sec? Check this out, man. This is funny, man. It's funny as hell. So week 3, man, right? Week three, man. It's the Hawk Tua game. You get it?
Yeah, Seattle.
A few people.
And we play Tua plays at Seattle. So Hawk Tua and Spit on that thing.
I got like a couple of jerseys. People got Hawk jerseys with number 1 since you know
the
it's
hot
Tua.
Tua
So
game. You know that's the hot Tua game. Week 3, baby. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah. I had someone just order a Hawk with it. It's a Tua jersey, but they just wanted Hawk as the name with the number 1 on a Dolphins jersey, so it could be like a Hawk Tua. I'm like, oh boy, fantasy names for this year for football squads, and people are gonna have them everywhere. I wonder if they fly her out for the game. Honestly,
man, you know what jersey I want to buy from you, Tom, is if that the Dolphin that's trying to make the team that has the best name ever. You know,
Storm Duck.
There you go.
Storm
Look at that.
Duck.
I was waiting for it, baby. Come on, you got to get a Storm Duck jersey if he makes a team. Be like,
we got
why not?
We got a whole zoo. We got a whole zoo. We got a cheetah, a penguin, a duck.
That's true.
Now we got a Hawk Tua.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Ram.
The good from the game was, of course, Tua, Izukama, Malik Washington, because this guy's faster than Barrios, and he gives the Finns a return threat. Storm Duck has shown the ability to cover. Speaking of Storm, and find the ball in coverage. Man, I swear. And Chris Brooks, of course, broke that 59-yarder, and then Marcus May had 5 tackles. And this dude had 5 tackles in the first quarter. What the hell? Did I read that right? Marcus May had 5 tackles in the first quarter. And the safety's good versus the run, even though, our run game wasn't that good. The bad, of course, is the inconsistent kicking game, which Matt went over. Sanders was 2 of 3. You already said that. And Bailey had punts. Check this out. I like this one. Bailey had punts ranging from 27 yards to a bounce that aided him that went 66 yards. So his 45 yards a punt average is basura. And basura means garbage. Here's a Finns fact for you guys. There's 10 punters that averaged 49 yards or better last season, with 7 of them averaging 50 yards per punt. Bailey, you got to get above 45 freaking yards, bro. I don't even know why you're on this team, bro. Like, I'm still not happy. Sanders, if you miss a field goal during an important moment, like, I don't care if you miss a field goal and we're up, 14 points, whatever. But if it's an important field goal, man, you better make that field goal, man. That inconsistency about the special teams was driving me nuts. Anybody else want to comment on that?
Well, the only thing I can say is I don't care if Sanders, misses one here and there. Every kicker misses them. And as far as Bailey goes, listen, I don't want him averaging 50 yards a punt. That means he's always kicking from down in our zone.
Yeah, that is one way to look at it.
I mean, think about it. If we move the ball and get it out to the 40 or 50, he can't average 50 yards a punt.
There's a 27-yarder there, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, and then he had the other one that went over 60 because it was wind aided. But still, I mean, I don't want our punter averaging 50 yards. That means he's kicking from our side of the field quite a bit.
We don't need to punt because remember the Broncos game? I don't think did we punt, bro? Like, I think once in that game or none.
I don't think we
punted either. That game was so bad.
I don't think it happened.
I think it was goal. Neither of the kickers saw the field as far as I can remember.
If you remember, if you go back 2 years, there was a span in which Thomas Morstead was our punter, and there was video of him sitting, lounging on the bench like this, because our offense was so efficient when we weren't punting. We didn't punt for like a 2-game span.
I remember. Hi, Maria. She's still on here. She said, I said that at the game Sunday. You're more than welcome to come on, Maria, anytime and advertise. I'm going to advertise for the first opening game. Paul, you know Maria's event, right?
Yeah.
You want to go over that real quick so I don't flub it up? And where it's located at and what time is it?
Okay, give me a second. Let me pull up the flyer so I can go off the flyer.
There you go, my man. And then, of course, she's doing a meet and greet as well for week 4 against the Titans. And I think it's at a hotel, and she's doing a hotel and tickets. And you get to stay at the hotel. They'll take you to the game and back and all that good stuff. So if you ever want to do
Okay.
something
Saturday, September 7th, 2024, 6 p.m. until late. We're going to be at the Marriott Maritime Hotel, 2161 Maritime Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's the night before the home opener.
She wants to come on. Look at that. There it is. Look at that. She says, I can come on. Shoot, come on in.
So get your butt in here.
The link is right there in the comments, Maria. You just got to scroll in the comments, and I left the link in that comment. I have no idea how to send it to you on Messenger right now. I'm sorry. I'm learning on the fly, which me and Paul are working on. But if you scroll back, it'll be there.
Let me go ahead and finish this. So, because I know this is where she wants to talk about. Everyone's invited. September 7th, 2024, 6 p.m. until late, in support of Richmond Webb for Hall of Fame campaign. Games, alumni appearances, autographs, food bar, podcast, which we'll be doing the podcast starting at 6 p.m. Marriott Maritime Hotel, 2161 Maritime Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. With special guest Richmond Webb. We're just going to be there having fun and telling stories of how we all feel Richmond Webb should be and deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And we'll be recording a lot of this to send up to the committee.
So, Maria, I sent you the link on Messenger. You should have it because it says it's not letting me. Okay. So if it didn't work with the comment that Laura sent or that I sent earlier, I sent it to you on Messenger, Maria. So just go on your Messenger, click that, and you'll be right on here with us, okay? So cool. All right. Now to piggyback where we was at, where was we at? We was at the good. Oh, we was at the good. I ain't even got to the bad. Or I was at the bad.
You were at the bad.
Holy moly, I was at the bad. So inconsistent kicking game was what I was talking about. That's right. So I'm not. So I shouldn't worry about Bailey too much, John, because we don't have to use him too often, right?
Yeah, I mean, if the offense moves the ball, I'm not worried about Bailey.
All right.
Right, his numbers. Don't worry about average. Worry about him pinning inside the 10 and 20.
Right.
That's all that matters for him. Just coughing these motherfuckers.
The run defense allowed 5 runs of 10+ yards in the first half. They allowed 92 yards on 10 carries, which is 7.7 yards per carry in the first half. Hopefully, Calais Campbell can solve that issue. Anybody wants to comment on that? The rush defense on allowing 92 yards on 10 carries for 7.7 yards in the first half.
Well, if it was 92 yards on 10 carries, that's 9.2 yards a carry.
We had one that was 41 yards from Jack Driscoll.
I don't know. 92 yards 45 rushing yards. 9.2 yards. Yeah, I wrote it wrong. My bad. 9.2 then. All right. Let me
so it's really 45 at 9. So you're still giving up about 45 to 50. You're giving about 4.5 to 5 a carry. You need to tighten that up. But one carry was 41 yards from Driscoll.
Or 92 yards divided by 10. I can't believe I didn't do the math. Sorry. Still a lot, though, to allow,
I mean, listen, teams are going to make plays. You're playing against another NFL team. So they're going to make plays. You're not going to stop everything they do and shut down every team. I mean, I like the bend, don't break, tighten up when they start getting closer and make the plays and get the turnovers and keep them off the board as much as possible.
I mean, really,
is that Jen behind you, Matt? Is that Jen? What's up, Jen? Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Does she still go by Jen?
Talk about the Dolphins one day. You going to talk about the Dolphins one day and come on the show with us?
I'm telling you, I miss everybody. I don't have a life. All I do is work.
What about the chunky monkey?
What's that?
So what about the chunky monkey?
It's still there, John. You see all of
it? you always swimming, ain't you?
Monkey.
He's always swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. You don't go to a game together this year. I chose the wrong. Well, I get to hang out with Paul and Tom this year and John. I don't get to see Matt Mahaffey, I don't think, this year. You ain't going to any games, are you, Matt? You going to fan club or no?
We're going fan club weekend against the Cardinals. If I get my way, we'll be going to the Colts game the week before that too. But that's not set in stone yet.
Do it.
Well,
Do
love
it.
to go to that game too. But
Tom and I will be there.
You guys
Well,
going to Indy?
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm
only
going-
2 hour. It's a 2 hour drive for me. So how could I not go to that?
Do it.
Hey, I
Honestly, with
drive
Jen,
four.
Jen.
I drive 4.5 to 5.5 hours for all the home games, so 2 hours is nothing.
It ain't
Yeah, it's
really.
not that
Jen,
bad
what do you
either.
think about
No,
the
it's not.
Dolphins this year, Jen? I want to hear you say how many games we're going to win and how the Dolphins going to do this year. You excited?
Am I excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have to look forward to in my life because after Saturday, I have no children in my home and I'm stuck with this alone. Send help. Start a GoFundMe page. Send Jen to all the home Dolphin games to get her away from Thin Evil.
Yeah.
I need a life.
Empty nesters pretty soon.
y'all need a date night, man, and a movie night or something.
What is that?
I know I need one too, man.
What is
Trust me,
that?
I need one
Well,
too, man.
This year,
No, I don't. I went to Deadpool with the wife and family, so I'm good. I'm good for now.
this year, my wife and I are going to our first ever regular season away game, and we're going to the Houston game.
Oh man, that'd be a
Man,
good.
we're already at
destination.
an hour and 26 minutes. Like, Paul, do I have to stop the show or do you just keep going if you go over a little bit?
You can go as long as you want on StreamYard.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, because I still got a couple more items to go and then we can finish it off. I can't believe it's been an hour and a half almost. That's crazy how fast the show goes. I've had a lot of fun today. I've had a lot of fun. So we're at the ugly, right? We're at the ugly. Holy moly. Let's talk about the ugly with the game. Y'all ready? Here we go. The backups. Come on. You got to start with the backup quarterbacks. I mean, you already know if Tua goes down. I don't know. Like, I ain't seen no touchdowns, and I've seen crazy. What Tua showed me in 5 plays is more than what they did all preseason, the other 2 quarterbacks.
I mean, it's weird. Hoping for. Think about last week. We were talking about it.
So Skyler so far is 16. Here's the stat, man, that I brought up. That's why I'm bringing it back up, man. It's so good. I don't know if it was mentioned, but Skyler so far is 16 of 34, which is 47% for 156 yards and 1 touchdown and 1 pick and a quarterback rating of 58, man.
They're both so bad.
We have plenty of depth at wide receiver, tight ends, and running back to keep. But we definitely need to upgrade that quarterback position next year or something, man, you know? And people are saying don't worry about backups too much. They're going to worry about it if Tua's out for 3 games or 4 games or however many games he's out. If he's nicked up for a game or whatever, they're gonna worry about it then, ain't they?
Knock on wood.
I think quarterback backup, it didn't matter last year, did it? So we already talked about Tyreek Hill's hand with a brace on it.
Pedro, I think Maria's backstage.
She in? Where's she at? I don't see her square yet.
You might have to scroll that down because it'll give you a second row.
No way. I'll scroll down. No, not yet.
The only thing I could say about the backup quarterbacks, and Matt touched on this earlier when he talked about Tua coming in when the playbook was designed for Fitzpatrick. Well, the 2 quarterbacks we got coming in now are playing with a playbook that's designed for Tua. They're not designed for them.
She's back there. Go ahead. I'll figure it out, John. Anybody else want to elaborate on?
So if Tua goes down for a game, 2 games, 3 games, they're going to change the playbook for the strengths of White or Tyler, whoever is the backup.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they did that's what they did at the end of 2022 is when Skyler took over. I don't want to make it sound negative, but they almost had to dumb down the offense for Skylar Thompson a little bit when he took over. They had to get more basic with the play calling.
Sorry,
Hi,
Maria.
Maria.
What's
I
up,
figured it
Maria?
out. I couldn't
Hey,
see
guys.
Maria. I couldn't see the box. I had to figure out how to scroll down, and it was like this little thing on the side. With this
I've
little
been
arrow.
on there since you sent me the link. I've been backstage.
I'm sorry, my fault. It's all you now. You can talk
His
about
first day with
whatever you
StreamYard, so
wanna
he's
talk
learning.
about. Give a shout out to your group and whatever you want to talk about. Your event for week 1, all that good stuff. Go for it. We've all talked. It's your turn now. You know.
Well,
It's all you,
formed a
Maria.
committee. We formed a committee to get Richmond Webb into the Hall. He's already been nominated. He now has to make the semifinals. We thought we had a little bit more time than we actually do. Semifinals ends the 15th of September. So Richmond is coming in for the home opener. We are doing a meet and greet at the hotel that evening after the beach party. We are looking at getting some other alumni there that he played with the grace of God, that'll happen. If not, we will have Richmond. We're asking people to write letters on why they feel he needs to be in, so that we can get all those letters out by the 16th to get them to Hall of Fame by the 18th. So that's our big push there. He'll do signings. So bring your stuff. It's open to the public. There'll be a bar and everything. You buy your own food, buy your own drink. It'll be a lot of fun. That is the Richmond Web Night. That is the Saturday. That Wednesday between the Sunday and the Thursday game, East 12 Tailgaters is doing a game night with all kinds of games and everything. Also meet and greet. No alumni, just fans. That will start from 6:30 on. Come play some games, book yourself in the hotel. That hotel is now our home hotel. We have worked out a deal with them for all of the fan clubs. So we have a corporate rate for all games, so that this way, after the first home opener week, I don't want to confuse the two links with people. We will have a link that people can click on, and they will have our own special rate for that hotel. We'll have transportation to and from the stadium. We will have transportation to and from the airport. It's 4 miles from the airport, 6 miles from the stadium. Great property. And it is now a Marriott, so you could get your Marriott points. That fight to kick everybody out of the area after a full week, we are doing shenanigans. We have a full week of events. So come party with us. Let's kick this football season off to a good week.
Yeah, I think I
wish I could get down there.
I think I had said it several times that it's going to be like a mini fan club weekend, but it's going to be a whole week long and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now you were saying,
so we have a bunch of stuff.
So you were
I'll see
saying,
what's going on week 4. I can't say anything on week 1 because I don't live down there, or I'm not going to be down there yet.
what I thought was funny is Maria was talking about how they're asking people to write letters saying why Richmond should be in. Well, whoever's in charge of electing these guys to the Hall of Fame should just get on a computer and go to Google and type in Richmond Webb stats, and that's all they need to know, because his numbers, his Pro Bowls, his first team All Pros, they all speak for themselves. I can't believe he's not already in the Hall of Fame. It's just crazy to me.
Well, one of my things I say is, when I look at the era of Richmond Webb, to me, he was the king of the O-line.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're putting Tony Baselli in, you got to put Richard Webb in.
All-decade team right there alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you don't make the all-decade team if you're a schlub and haven't made Pro Bowls and, first team all NFL and second team, and I mean, just
he Ring of Honor too, right? He Ring of Honor already, right?
Yeah, Ring of Honor.
He's Ring of Honor.
Pro Bowl.
It's going to be somebody.
We were originally going to do this fan club weekend. That was the original plan, but then we've been having a lot of conference calls with Richmond. It's me, actually Lisa. We have a gentleman in France, Dan, and Allie is the actual committee in trying to get this done. We have a banner now that it's a tailgate to get everybody to sign. We've been posting pictures of everybody signing that. That'll be at all the tailgates and everything that we do. And we want to send that to the Hall of Fame hopefully we get it back, but that will go to the Hall of Fame showing everybody's supporting him. It's got his stats and everything on it. But we were originally going to do this fan club weekend, and Richmond, the gentle giant that he is, did not want to do that because now Tim going into the Ring of Honor, he didn't want to take from his file. Then we found out that actually we didn't even have that length of time, that actually it ends in September. So we had to move everything up. So we're going to have t-shirts made. If you're not going to be at any of the first games, let us know. We have t-shirts that are being made. We have bands, silicone bands being made. So we have a bunch of stuff being made. The profits from that are actually being donated to the Marino Foundation. So we've been in touch with the Marino Foundation. They have not returned our calls yet, but our goal is all donations that we collect will go to the Marino Foundation.
Cool.
Very nice.
For autism.
So
It's wonderful.
So that is where all of the money will be going.
You're the best.
That's great, Maria. I appreciate it. Like I said, I wish I was going to an earlier game, but it wound up being the Titans. Why not support and go down to, if I'm doing the Fantastic Dolphins of Tennessee, it's like, which game am I going to? Which one? Of course it should be the Titans. I done seen them lose to them twice. Once within 15 points with less than 3 minutes, and the last time I froze and got traumatized by going to Nashville. It was not fun. So,
well, that's when Flores had a big argument with Tua on the field.
Let's go. And the locker room.
That was perfect. I didn't even see it. That was so beautiful.
Yep.
The timing was chef's kiss.
Also, I got a quick question for Tom. You can answer this. You can see it on the screen. I can't take this credit.
I don't mind that idea. There's a couple teams out there with a lot of quarterbacks. I mean, someone mentioned the Pats earlier too. I mean, you got Brissett, you got May, you got Milton, you got Bradley Zappi. Like, there's teams that have like a lot of decent talent as their backup. Tyrod Taylor's backing up for the Jets, which he might see some time. Who knows? God willing, that they do what they do. They could suck for us, but
he goes past on Mills and journeyman Case Keenum.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind Davis Mills.
All right, the next news I got is the three concerns from the Washington game.
Matt, you talking about Bailey? Bailey might not be bad for us.
Bailey Zappi has shown some stuff. He's kind of just a cast off from the Belichick era, so he's going to get cut by the Pats.
All right.
Hartman might get cut too. Sam Hartman out of Notre Dame, he might get cut too from Washington because he got hurt. He'd be somebody you could scoop up late maybe and throw on the practice squad and stash, possibly.
I guess we're all Skyler and Mike White out, we're whited out, right, or whatever.
I mean, this one, everyone
I'm totally whited out. White needs to find a different location.
I mean, the thing about Tannehill is like he's waiting to see. Like if the JJ McCarthy situation with Sam Darnold, he gets thrust into giving the third and final last chance possibly. You might have another, God willing, hopefully not, but you might have another injury where Tannehill can slide right in. There's not a lot of teams lining up for him right now, so like the Finns can wait. You might be able to wait until God willing, something happens. You might not need him at all.
I just know I've been listening to I listened to Locked On Dolphins with Kyle Krabs and a lot of Travis Wingfield on Driveline. And Travis Wingfield, the last couple years, he's been waiting on Skylar Thompson to develop. And today, on his podcast today, he literally said, I am officially cutting the cord on Skylar Thompson. He's like, I've been waiting for something to happen, waiting for it to develop it, and it's just not happening. I am cutting the cord. So right. When a guy in the Driveline podcast is like, they film that podcast in the Baptist Health training facility, so they're directly affiliated with the Dolphins. So if he's saying that, then that means it's not looking too good for him.
Couple of tidbits, and then I'll go to close the show and let each one of us say something real quick.
Can you imagine real quick that 3 picks later, Brock Purdy got drafted, or 4 picks later?
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Brock Purdy, I swear that guy's good, man. I mean, it's crazy, man, how good he is. The three concerns from the Washington game, real quick: the backup quarterback position, the short yardage problem that we got, and the injury problems that are or that we're dealing with. And we already went over the injuries, but another note: if everybody's seen that Patrick Mahomes backward pass, I did, but you know who did it better? Dan Marino did it better a long time ago with a 40-yard backwards pass in practice where he spun around 360 and released it and went 40 yards. So that's always a cool video to go back and look at.
Mark Clayton.
You was talking about that Jordan Poyer injury, Matt, right? So you didn't know what it was? I know what it is. Jordan Poyer. Poyer said he fractured the bottom of his thumb in the sixth practice. He was also asked about cold weather, hot weather games. If he had to play in which one is worse than the other, he obviously said that the heat is more of a factor for him than the cold. But obviously, he said the heat is harder to play in than the cold, especially if you're not used to it. So I don't know why Poyer's so happy to be a Miami Dolphins, but it's making me so happy, man. Anybody got thoughts on Jordan Poyer, man, and why he's so darn happy being a Dolphin fan instead of a Bills? You know, his interviews are always like, you know, saying positive things about Miami. Is he a Dolphin fan or something? Or I don't know why he likes coming to Miami so much, you know?
Well, isn't he originally from the area?
I think he lives there.
I know his car got stolen when he moved down here. I know that. Both of them. Like 2 cars, wasn't it? Like that's
2
crazy.
Mercedes.
Two Mercedes, and that was like near somebody's house I know, or we all know.
No, at his house. At his house.
Well, I mean, there's some neighbors there. Like I think the Barkers live near in his subdivision or near him, because I think they posted.
They're down the road. Barkers are like 3 houses from him.
There you go. And then, of course, the Finns did sign the 4 players. Their camp bodies, their names. Well, the people that got hurt is Willie Snead and old lineman Sean Harlow landed on IR. They're done. Salvin Ahmad was released as well as, of course, Vandenberg was waived/injured, and that means that he will revert to IR if he isn't claimed. Is what that means. And we had where's that page at? The 4 players. Sorry.
And there is a possibility. There was talk. I seen an article that the Cowboys are looking at Ahmed, picking him up since we released him.
Yeah, it was definitely a respect thing, releasing him now, giving him an extra week where there's still a training camp to pick him up, rather than holding on to him. Hope he goes through waivers to a practice squad. Give him an opportunity now. Could always come back later if necessary, you know?
Yeah.
Those 4 spots went to DeQuan Jackson. He's a linebacker. Wide receiver Jadon Janke. And running back Xander Horvath. And Anthony McFarland Jr. And I think none of them is going to make the 53-man roster. I think they're just a camp body for the game on the last preseason game. Hey, Tom, guess what? Week 4, I know who the announcers are. You want to know who they are?
Hopefully it's Kevin Harlan and Trent Green.
Nope.
Who we got?
It's Louis Riddick and Dan Orlovsky has confirmed that they will call the
both of them
Monday night game.
That's awesome. I like both those guys.
Yeah. Right? I'm like, holy moly, Louis Riddick and Dan Orlovsky for Monday Night Football.
Nice.
Do y'all want to talk about the Paul brothers, man, and how cool that was to see them trade jerseys?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was a cool moment. And then last but not least, I got a Finns fact, and I don't know if it's true or false, but Achan matches Reggie Bush's career record with just 1 season.
Yeah, that's been going around. Yeah,
career record for
most 40-yard runs.
But the post was kind of like the post
40-yard plus runs in a season. He did 40-yard plus runs in a season. What Reggie Bush did in his career.
That's awesome. He was mic'd up. If you didn't see, like every time that him and Heem were coming in and out of the game, Raheem would always take his helmet, so it kept going back. He's like, "Heem, you got my helmet." As soon as he tried to put it on, he's like, "This isn't mine." He was like pressing guys, trying to get guys to like say funny stuff, like you like to see that a Chan's coming out of his shell a little bit. He's a very quiet, reserved guy, but you're starting to see that sparkling personality, a little bubbliness. He's starting to get a little more comfortable.
Maria, I'll send you the link every single week if you want to join the show, so that way you got it. You don't have to go through that again. My apologies again, okay? I'm a rookie.
No worries.
I'm trying to figure it out.
It's
but I appreciate
okay.
you coming on the show, and I already went through everything I got on the Dolphins. The next
All
show,
right, I got an NFL trivia question for you.
Oh, please bring it. Oh.
What is the only mascot in the NFL that is not real?
The only mascot in the NFL that's not real?
Yes.
It's not real. Commanders real. Seahawks real. The Seahawks? No,
that's correct. No, there's no such thing as a Seahawk.
You're kidding me.
No, there's no such animal.
What is a Seahawk? Is it like, let me just separate
there's no
it.
such thing.
Real, but
No, there's no such thing as a Seahawk.
A Seahawk. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Everybody gets to say something so we can get out of here, and we'll see y'all next week. Remember, the first 30 minutes is segmented show, and the last hour is bring it in. Everybody comes in. So please be in the back room about 8 o'clock. And because I want to like do the show where it's just me and the two co-hosts going through the game real quick, offense, defense, special teams, and there's not much interruption. We can get through it real fast, and then bring everybody in for an open panel. The last hour of the show is the way I want to set it up. And of course, the second half the whole show includes Finn's trivia as always. And thanks to my wife again for bringing me the Holy Bible of the Finn's trivia with this book.
Now,
this is
Pedro, when you do that, don't announce the numbers, because if other people have the book, they can look it up.
That's true. I'm not going to show the book again.
No. You could show the book. Like you said, question number 17 or whatever. Just ask the question. Don't give them the number, because it gives them a leg up to jump in the book and look for it.
That's true. They don't know which chapter, but I think I'll do this where I just do it randomly, and then I'll cross the number out of the question that I said.
Right.
But yeah, I won't say what number it is or anything like that. You're right. Because I'm sure some people have the book, but I don't know. I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's just for fun. Like, if people were honest about it and they were just to answer it off the top of their head, it's probably the way to go. But cheaters are cheaters. They're out there. I get it. So it is what it is. But I don't know. I'm just excited. The last preseason game obviously is the most. I'm not gonna say boring, but it's no starters play at all. No veterans play at all. It's only basically more or less not even the backups. I don't think some of them play, but I think it's really fourth, fifth, and sixth stringers trying to get a spot on the roster. And who do we play week 3? Or the last
Tampa
preseason
Bay.
game?
Tampa Bay.
We always play Tampa Bay, right?
We don't always play them. This is the first time in
couple years,
2 or 3 years.
Cool.
Real quick, John. There is no such thing as a Seahawk bird, but there is a bird that some people consider a Seahawk.
But it's not a scientific. It's what they consider it. But there actually is no Seahawk bird.
Yeah, no. But if you bring up the word Seahawk to somebody, they'll tell you, well, that's this bird here. Some people, and it's an osprey. If you know what an osprey is, a lot of people look at them as being as a Seahawk.
Hey, Raphael, yes, Giants are real. Go stand next to Richmond Webb.
Go stand next to me.
Stand Aaron Jones.
Stand next to me. Stand next to Chris Barker, me, and Ian Berger. We're all above 6'5". And Paul,
go stand next to. Go stand next to our offensive lineman we drafted this year.
6'1.5", 6'5".
You're close enough, man. So stand up.
Stand next to Patrick Paul or Callis Campbell.
Oh, shit, I want to stand next to some of these basketball players, like the dude from the Spurs, that rookie.
Yeah,
man.
go stand next to Shaquille O'Neal. Giants are real.
Or Shaq. Yeah, Shaq is a giant for real, man.
What's the Browns? How did the Browns become a dog? I don't understand that one ever. What's a Brown?
Well, brown is real. Brown is a color, so that's real.
I know, but it's the brown. What's the Browns?
Well, for them,
Mascot was a
it's in
dog.
the toilet bowl. So
That's what I mean. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it.
I'm
I
all
wonder
done,
if it was like
man.
short
I
for
am
like a
so
Knickerbocker,
done.
like the Knicks, like something crazy, like maybe like a, an explorer was a brown. He was a brown coat, like a Roman, I don't know. It's fucking weird to me.
All
Not
right,
ready to close?
guys, I'm gonna jump off. I got some dinner waiting on me upstairs. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm
Oh,
jump
starving.
say
off
what you
here
got to
and go
say,
eat
Matt.
some
Say what
food.
you got to say, man.
No, I'm just honestly, I'm just ready for the preseason to be over. I want everybody to stay healthy, get through this last preseason game, and get to cracking here on September 8th and get that first dub.
Amen.
Appreciate
All
you
right,
joining,
guys.
Matt.
I'm out of here, guys. Fins up, guys.
All right.
fins up, brother.
Thanks everybody for watching our crazy asses tonight. We appreciate you. We'll see you every week. You can see us tomorrow. You can see us Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all over different platforms, different places, same faces, all family. Later.
Real quick. Tomorrow,
Later.
I did confirm earlier today. Tomorrow, OJ McDuffie will be on the WCFL Dolphins talk show tomorrow night. 8 p.m. we start.
Wow. So, Paul, they can reach you on your personal Facebook page. Your last name is Ferguson, Paul Ferguson. If you're not friends with him, be friends with him. He does 4 Dolphin shows every week. And you can tell him which days they are and what time they are, Paul.
Wednesday night, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. till whenever. Saturday, 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. or later, depending. We all start times is Sunday at 9 a.m., which will be tailgating, and we know some of those will go for more than an hour. And then Mondays, 5 p.m. we start, and the first hour is all on Huddle Sports Network on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick.
Maria.
And I believe we are the only Dolphin show on Huddle Sports Network. So
I was going to give Maria a second to say whatever she wanted, but she done left. It's all good. Bye, Maria. I appreciate you coming on, and you can come on anytime you want. This is like almost like our shows combining into one, which is cool, because now we got 5 shows to watch every week. So we're never going to be bored about Dolphins talk.
Yep.
Which is cool. What you got, John?
Hey, thanks for getting your show back on. You'll learn. Paul can go over all the stuff with you with the StreamYard, and you'll get it, no problem. I got faith in you. You always do a great show. I love all your comments and your trivia and your enthusiasm. So just keep it going, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, most definitely. You do a great job. You'll pick it up, Pedro. You're doing a great job already with it, learning it.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being on the show to figure out some of these kinks. And we're going to get banners going. We're going to get, the green screen and all kinds of things that are just going to be added every week. It's just going to get better and better, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. And we'll call it a night, man. Thank you very much.
Fins up,
Peace,
brother.
love, and fins up, everybody.
Let's go.